Hey everyone, I hope all of you are doing great. So in this lesson, I'm going to show you how you can create Telegram bot, and we are going to basically go ahead and create a to-do list bot. And before we move on, I'm just going to explain you how this bot thing works, so you are clear on how the things are communicating, and you'll be able to create different kind of bots in future. So first of all, let's talk about approach number one, which I'm calling it pull mechanism approach. So in this one, what we are doing is we are basically going to create Telegram API. Okay, so it can be any Python program which you can create, or you can create APIs or whatever. Okay, and then we are going to interact with Telegram API to interact with the bot. Now bot can be part of any group, Telegram group or channel. And in that case, whenever any message is received in any group or channel, you'll be able to pull those information from the bot. And if somebody wants to directly interact with the bot, they'll be able to do that. And those information also can be pulled from this program which we can create. Now in this mechanism, I don't really prefer this mechanism, because first thing, you have to pull the detail yourself. So you are going to run the program and going to basically schedule it to, let's say, run every 5 seconds or every 20 seconds or every 1 minute, depending on the frequency which you want, and which is basically not required. For example, let's say if you create a bot which doesn't really have much user engagement in the beginning. For example, let's say you only get 5 requests on the bot. In that case, you don't really want to run this program every 5 minutes or every 1 minute and overload the server. Okay, so that's not the idea. So we are not going to basically follow this approach. By the way, here I mentioned about Telegram APIs. So in both the approaches which we are going to discuss, we are going to go ahead and use Telegram APIs. We are not going to use any third-party libraries. So Telegram official API documentation is available at this link, so you can always go ahead and refer to the documentation. Now let's talk about other approach, which is webhook based approach. Now this is something which we are going to use, and this is something which is preferred in production environment. Now in this one, what we are going to do is our custom program, our custom Python program, which is basically going to interact with a Telegram bot, is going to be available and it is going to serve over an API. Okay, so basically it is going to serve over an HTTPS protocol. So we are going to create an API, an endpoint, and we are going to tell Telegram that, okay, whenever my group or channel or the bot itself receives any kind of message, you send that message to me on this API which I'm going to create here. So in that case, whenever a new message is received by Telegram bot, doesn't matter whether the message is received directly to the bot or whether the bot is part of group or channel, as soon as it receives any kind of message, it is going to, Telegram is going to send that to us on this custom API. Now our custom API which we are going to create must be available on the internet, because that is how Telegram will be able to reach to the API which we have created. And the other thing is, this must be using HTTPS. Now we can go ahead and use HTTP, but in this case it's not going to be easy. If you want to set up HTTP, you have to actually run Telegram and everything on your own local server. So that is not what we are going to do. So in this case, we need to make sure that the endpoint which we are exposing must be running on HTTPS. And third thing is, if we handle the message which is sent to us on Telegram, we must return a success response after the handling of the message. Otherwise, Telegram is going to think that we have not really processed the message, and Telegram is going to send that message to us again, and it is going to keep repeating it until we reply with an OK or success message. So these are the few things which we need to remember. Now let's go ahead and create a sample bot, and then I'm going to explain you how everything is working. So now first thing what we are going to do is we are going to create a Telegram bot, and in order to create Telegram bot, you can just go to Telegram and search for Botfather. Now you need to make sure that you are actually discussing to the right Botfather. So here you can see this Telegram tick icon, and here you can see some of the fake ones as well. So make sure you go to the correct Botfather. And now here what you need to do is you need to say, for example, here you can see a command which is called /newbot. So either you can go ahead and from the menu you can go ahead select a new bot, or you can just write /newbot and hit enter, and then it is going to ask you what is the name which you want to give to this bot. So we can give it any name. For example, we can give name of my real bot, or I'm just going to call it my real to-do bot. Then it's going to ask you what is the username which you want to give. So in the username, it is mandatory that it ends with bot or it ends with _bot. So I'm just going to actually copy paste the same thing again and hit enter. So now it is saying the bot is created and it has actually given us bot token. So this token we are going to use when we want to interact with this new bot. Now one more thing which we will do is we are going to disable the privacy. So our bot will be able to read any kind of messages. If we enable the privacy, in that case our bot is only going to interact or basically read the message which starts with / or that is actually called Telegram commands. But in this case we are just going to do set privacy, and after that you can select the bot. For example, this is the bot, my real to-do bot, and then you are going to see the option whether you want to enable or disable it. The current status is enabled, which is a default status. So I'm just going to go ahead and disable it. Okay, so we have disabled it, so everything is okay now. Now this is the bot token which we are going to use. So this is the program which we have. Now program is already ready-made, so we are not going to really spend or waste our time in creating this program step by step. But rather I'm going to go to notes and I'm going to show you how we can set webhook. So here you can see the syntax for setting up webhook is this. So in this one, what we need is we need to put bot token here. So I'm just going to go ahead and replace it with bot token. And then here you can see after set webhook URL equal to, here we need to provide the URL where we want Telegram to send the message to. So whenever this bot receives any message, Telegram is going to send that message to this URL. Okay, now this URL should be our custom program which we are going to create. But before we do that, I'm just going to show you how it is going to look like. So what we can do is let's go to public webhook website. So there is a website called webhook.site. Now this site is going to basically give us a URL which is HTTPS, and you can send any kind of data to this URL, and then you are going to see basically the detail here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the notes, and here we are going to replace this your webhook URL with this URL. Okay, and then this is the complete URL. I'm just going to copy everything, and here we are going to paste it on the browser and going to hit enter. Now once we do that, we should be able to see that webhook is successfully set up. Okay, so here you can see it is saying okay, true, and in the description we are saying that webhook was set. Now whenever our bot receives any message, Telegram is going to send that message to this URL, and we'll be able to see that details here. So let's go ahead and interact with this new bot which we have created, which is called my real to-do bot. So I'm just going to go ahead, click here, and now as you know, whenever you start discussion with any bot, you need to start with start. So I'm just going to click on start. So now you saw that someone basically interacted with the bot and the conversation started with /start. So this message Telegram should have sent to the webhook. So I'm just going to go to this webhook site, and here you can see this is the detail which we have received from Telegram. So here you can see the user ID, all the details that okay, this user interacted with the bot, and here you can see the chat detail. Now chat detail is going to give you the information whether user interacted with the bot directly or whether this bot is in any group or channel. And also you can see whether the text which we have sent, whether it is a bot command or whether it is a normal text. For example, when we send any text which starts with /, Telegram is going to tell us that it is a bot command. Now you don't really need to go into the detail of this. Now let's say I'm just going to send hi to this bot, and here you can see we received hi. Now Telegram would have sent this hi to this webhook as well. Here you can see we have received one more message, and here you can see in the text we have received hi. Okay, so basically this is the JSON structure which Telegram is going to send us. And again, it is like, you know, whatever you write, for example, how are you doing, whatever you write, Telegram is going to send those details here. If you send any documentation or any emoji, for example, let's say I'm just going to send this emoji. Now this is also going to be sent here. Okay, so we are going to get all the details here. Now based on this detail, I'm going to do the processing. For example, let's say if we see that, okay, if somebody has written hi, we might want to reply to that user. Okay, so that kind of interaction we can do, and that should be part of our custom API. Now, of course, in this case, we are just going to create a to-do bot. So we are going to just go ahead and work on that. So now you have understood webhook. Now one more thing, if you don't want message to be sent to the webhook, you can always go ahead and delete the webhook. So in order to delete the webhook, syntax is quite similar. We just need to copy this bot token, and we are going to paste that bot token here, and we are going to copy this and paste it in the browser and hit enter. Now these API details are already available in official API documentation, but I'm also going to send this complete. I'm going to just zip it and give it all in one of the links which is going to be available in the description, so you can go ahead and download everything. Now I'm just going to open up a new browser, going to paste it and hit enter. Now here you can see it is saying webhook was deleted. So now once the webhook is deleted, and if I write anything now, for example, let's say I'm writing message 1. Now Telegram is not going to send this message to the webhook because there is no webhook associated with this bot. So if we go to webhook.site, here you can see a new message, which was message 1, has not been received here. Okay, so this is how you can basically link any bot with any webhook. Now let's go ahead and work on the program. So now in this program, there are a few things we need. So this is the functionality which we are going to create. Okay, so whenever let's say somebody starts the interaction with the bot, obviously the first thing which we are going to receive is going to be /start or /help. Now once we receive that, we are going to send a message to the user, and the message will be this. So we are going to say welcome to the to-do list bot, and these are the commands which you can add. So we are going to give him a description of these commands. For example, we are going to tell him if you want to add a task, you can do /add and you can give the name of the task. And if you want to see all of the tasks, you can just do /list and you'll be able to see all of the tasks. If you do /delete and provide the task number, you can go ahead and delete the task. Okay, so this is a to-do tracker, and this is what we are going to do. Now, in order to store all of these task information, we will need some kind of storage. So what we are going to do is, for now, we are going to store all of these information in a JSON file. So we are going to create tasks.json, which is going to store all of these information. So here you can see this is the user ID, which is this is basically the Telegram user ID, which is interacting with this bot. And here is the to-do list of this particular user. So if more user interacts, you are going to see that this JSON is going to have more details. And in the config.py, what we are going to do is we are going to provide the bot token. So here in the nodes, I'm just going to go ahead, copy this bot token, and we are going to go to config.py, and I'm going to replace this Telegram bot token with the new bot token which we have created. Now here you can see in the webhook URL, we are going to provide link of the webhook where we want to receive the message. Now remember one thing, this program I'm actually running on the local host. I'm not running it on a server, so this is not really available on the internet. So now to make this program available on the internet, what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and use some kind of tunnel. So for that we can use pingy.io, and we can just go ahead, just go to pingy.io and you can copy this. So I'm just going to copy this, and then you can just run it on the terminal. So I'm just going to run it here on the terminal, or you can just go ahead, create a new terminal and just run it. And it is going to give you an URL. So here you can see this is the tunnel URL which we have received. And there are two URLs. One is HTTP URL and another one is HTTPS URL. So I'm just going to copy this HTTPS URL, and I'm going to go to config.py. I'm going to replace this with the new URL. Now this URL is not permanent. This will expire in 60 minutes. So which is actually enough for the demonstration of this bot. Now let's go ahead and see what we are doing here in this program, which is called bot.py. So here you can see we need Flask, we need request JSONify. So all of these libraries are required. So if you don't have some of these libraries, you can always do pip install and just give the name of the library, and that is going to get installed. And after that, we are reading token information and webhook information from config.py. And after that, we are basically telling which file we want to store all of these information, task related information, and that file is called tasks.json. Now we have couple of methods. We have method called load tasks, save tasks, send messages, set webhook. Now all of these are responsible for different things. Okay, so for example, whenever we want to save the task, we are going to call method which is called save task. Whenever we want to send message to the user, we are going to call the message which is called send message. Now I'm not going to explain all of these function related things to you in detail. You can easily just go ahead, copy this function, put it in the chat GPT, and you are going to get the details of what each of these lines are doing. So we are not going to spend our time in that. Now what we can do is let's go ahead and run this program. So once we run this program, for example, I'm just going to do Python bot.py. Okay, this is the main program bot.py which we need to run. Hit enter. What it has done is it has actually created an API which was available here on HTTP, which is basically on my local system. And that's the reason we had to create a tunnel. In the tunnel, we are saying, okay, whenever you receive anything on this URL, you send it to me on this URL, which is localhost, okay, which is this URL. So that is why whenever Telegram sends them any messages or anything to this webhook, it is going to be received on our local program and we'll be able to do the processing. So let's go ahead and interact with the bot. So here you can see message one, which was really not sent to previous webhook. It is now sent to our new webhook, and this is our program which is replying. So first of all, we are just going to write /start, and our program, you can see our program has handled it, and it has actually given us this, which we were expecting. Now we are going to just do /add, and we are going to add the task. For example, create YouTube tutorials, and it is going to say, okay, task is added, and I'm going to add another task. For example, walk for 15 minutes. I'm going to add another task which is called, let's say, watch movie. Okay, so we have added 3 tasks, and if we want to list all of these tasks, we are going to write /list. So I'm just going to do /list, hit enter, and here you can see now some of these tasks which you see here, this is coming from when I had actually executed this previously, because there was some data already available here in task.json. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, here you can see in the task.json we have all of this data. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, delete one of the tasks. For example, let's say we want to delete first, second, and third task. So I'm just going to do /delete first, /delete, and maybe once the first task is deleted, we also need to do /list, because now the positions of this task would have changed. So we are going to do /delete one again, and we can do list again. So here you can see all the functionality which is of adding the task, listing the task, and deleting, everything is working fine. Now just in case if you want to get rid of all the tasks which is stored, you can always go ahead, delete task.json. This is kind of your database for now, but in production you would like to store everything in a database, maybe let's say in MySQL or any other JSON database. So for now, let's say if I stop this program and I'm just going to delete this task.json, in that case our program is going to create the task.json file again. Now I'm just going to run it again, and here if I write /list now, you can see it says you have no tasks, because the database or the JSON file where we were storing all the tasks, we deleted that one, so there is no task available. Now we can go and do /add walk for 2 hours, /add again watch TV. Now we can do /list, where you can see the task which we have added. Now we can go ahead and delete task number 2 and do /list. Okay, so this is how you create a Telegram bot, and this is how you process all the messages which is received on this Telegram bot. Now, of course, you can also go ahead and put this Telegram bot in any of the group, and it is still going to respond the same way. For example, you can add this bot in a group or channel, and you can write the same thing. You can do /add, /list, /delete to interact with the bot. It is going to work exactly the same way. So that's all in this lesson. Hope you liked it.